The Mexican wolf has been a topic of discussion for many years in the Southwest. It is the most endangered subspecies of gray wolf, known as Canis lupus, in North America. There's not a whole ton of historic data known about the wolf, especially in the Southwest, but we are aware of the range of where they were found during the year of 1996, as shown in the map above. Prior to the European settlement, the Mexican wolf's home belonged to southern Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of southern Texas. And towards the end of the 70s, the last few were extracted, leading to more conversations about their reintroduction. To start, by 1976, the Mexican wolf became listed as an endangered species due to the poachers and recent kills. They had completely disappeared in all parts of the area in their historic range on a map. Their approval for the reintroduction in Arizona and New Mexico was approved in 1997, and about 11 wolves were released into the wild after a pup was born in 1998 for the first time in a very long time. These Mexican wolves were released in the Blue Range Wolf Recovery Area, starting the idea of reintroduction in the Southwest. Poachers, however, were still a big issue at this time and also were a huge part of their decrease in population. Mexican wolves are protected under a non-essential experimental rule. What does this mean to reintroduction, we may ask? In 1998, this rule was established after the first reintroduction of the wolves. Since there are still Mexican wolves alive and present in the Southwest, this rule promotes a reintroduction if necessary. This may also be discussed with others as a non-essential law because the cons of wolf introduction may outweigh the pros. Many people, however, spoke of how the non-essential designation for this rule is not a reflection of how seriously this problem may be. The main argument of this problem may be that the southwestern states did not want to cover the costs. In New Mexico back in 1998, the experiment of wolf-friendly beef was conducted to create the output of option for reintroduction. A single point transfer to benefit the WTP or conduct a meta-analysis of studies that provide wolf estimates for reintroduction. One of the biggest cons of wolf reintroduction in the Southwest is the fact that it imposes a large threat on livestock and the economy of ranches. Over 50% of reintroduction supporters believe that Mexican wolves are integral to the ecosystem and belong in the wild, and more than 30% said wolves are native to the area and should be returned to Arizona. It does impose a threat on some small profited farmers that solely rely on their livestock as a source of income. These correspond with one another since it also reduces utility for hunters. A lot of the idea of Mexican wolf reintroduction affects the economy negatively. In 2010, there was a loss of about $5.5 million from predators attacking cattle, in which most was the Mexican gray wolf in the Southwest. And these charts are examples of the percent of total cow herd killed, which are all from wolf related, as years go from 2000 to 2006. And then this chart is the United States calf prices from 1980 through 2008, and they begin to increase as the shortage rises due to wolf kills. Many pros also go along with the introduction of Mexican wolves in the Southwest, and some of these will far outweigh the cons. The reintroduction will bring a vital role back to the ecosystems, especially in the Southwest. The Mexican wolves have provided better habitats and have increased populations, and it will also increase the amount of trout due to lower water temperatures. There will be a forage for livestock due to the reduced competition from deer, elk, and other predators, but it will also increase recreation tourism and added food sources for other species that benefited from wolf-killed prey. The slow act to release these Mexican wolves into the wild has allowed the incidence of predation on livestock to decrease, while the idea is to reintroduce and release them spread across the Southwest. Another reason why the reintroduction is beneficial and that it will stabilize the food chain, the Mexican gray wolf is a keystone predator because they go after elk, deer, and other species. The Mexican gray wolf will control the density and behavior of their prey. If they were to be removed, it can drive another species to become extinct. And here we have some examples of some comics that have been produced based off of wolf reintroduction in the Southwest. This one is of a rancher talking about his wolves and how they're taking his livestock. And then the next one I have is about the Endangered Species Act and how it affects the wolves in the Southwest. These wolves deserve to live where they once thrived and should not be stripped of those rights. in the Southwest due to the attacks on cattle or other livestock. That's a natural response in the wild. Humans share land with these Mexican wolves and should respect the history and how crucial it is to have these rare, almost extinct species back in the Southwest and across the states of New Mexico, southern Texas, Mexico, and Arizona. Some natives may argue that restoring these Mexican wolves will balance out the natural world and become a positive thing. However, some of these attributes of these lands will also argue that humans should understand and share the natural world and land with all living parts of Earth beyond humans, including Mexican wolves, which is why it's so crucial to reintroduce them to the Southwest. Overall, the reintroduction of wolves must be assessed and questioned what's more important to society, livestock, and restoring the fear in public of these endangered species, or the road to restoring a species that is closer to becoming extinct every day. The best thing that would cover both the needs and wants of the people opposing the idea of reintroduction of the Mexican gray wolf is to provide more security for their livestock. Pros do outweigh the cons, and the reintroduction truly only imposes a threat to ranchers and livestock. Providing more security is the best way to fix this issue, with fencing or new farms. The slow process of reintroduction also may help with the attack on livestock. By releasing during a smaller time frame, it can allow the public to track the wolves and study the trends of where they are preying, hunting, and surviving in the Southwest, and treat to those areas. The reintroduction is crucial to the future of the Southwest and also the historical data in the past. The wolves cannot go extinct, especially since they are a key component to the natives and provide for the lands of the Southwest. Preventing livestock attacks is far more important and manageable than having an endangered species go extinct due to the lack of concern for wildlife in the Southwest.